let's focus in here on Fantasy Friday. Here's a mock draft from the 12th spot, PPR format. Let's lock in here. And now in this mock, it's looking good because it's full. Like the last one I did a couple Fridays ago, people aren't into it. I mean, you got to be a sicko to be doing mock drafts in June, but that's where we're operating. I'm hoping Devon Achane's there. I'm hoping Justin Jefferson's there. James Cook is there. Jeremiah Love. Honestly, I think I'm liking this 12 spot here because we can secure two guys that I'm really, really high on. And Justin Jefferson, if you can get this dude at the turn in the first round, that is insane value. And you are on crack if you think J.J. McCarthy is the starting quarterback for that team next year over Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray, when he had an elite wide receiver, remember DeAndre Hopkins his first year in Arizona? That dude was a top 10 fantasy receiver. And I think there was a stretch where he was top 5. Don't quote me on that. But either way, I love where we're at here. We're going to get either, hopefully, if Achane's still there, I'm all over Achane. I love Jeremiah Love, obviously. And I think that the Arizona Cardinals offensive line is not that bad, man. They took the guard, Chase Basantis from Texas A&M. They signed Isaac Seumalo, who's one of the best guards in the NFL last year in Pittsburgh. And yeah, we'll take Devon Achane all day here, and then we'll go with James Cook or Jeremiah Love. This is tough. I'm going to go James Cook just because I think he's on a better offense. He was the league leader in rushing last year. I think he has more touchdown upside than Jeremiah Love, and that is just a nasty, nasty RB duo. I could have gone CD there. I might regret passing on CD, but I feel like I like my ability to get wide receivers in the later rounds than I do at running back. So that's why I'm comfortable going RB early, but that's just because I've been pretty nasty and able to nail some receivers in the later rounds. Like it was BTJ his rookie season. I don't know. I don't even remember who it was last year. I don't even remember who I was bullish on last year. Last year was more like the Chase Browns. I don't even remember. But either way, I like where we're at here with Achane and Cook. And those are two guys. I think Devon Achane's a top 3 running back in the NFL. He's just on the Miami Dolphins. He averaged 5.7 yards per carry last year. That is the most amongst running backs that had over 100 carries. And I understand people love to glaze Christian McCaffrey, and for fantasy football perspective, you're not crazy to do that. Like Christian McCaffrey, he gets the volume, and volume is king in fantasy, but he's not explosive at all. He had 5 runs of over 20 yards. Devon Achane was second in the NFL in runs of over 20 plus yards, first in the NFL in runs of over 10 plus yards. Plus, he was top 5 in receiving. I would take Devon Achane probably top 5. Top 6, depending. I'd have to look at the board. Don't quote me on that again. But either way, like Devon Achane at 10 is insane value. And then you pair him up with the rushing leader from a season ago. I really like the spot we're in right now. Now, these guys are taking forever, but let's try to project where are we going to be. We have a while to wait. End of the 3rd round. We're looking at like what? 14 picks? 1, 2, 3. We're looking at like a Javonte Williams, Kyron Williams, Zay Flowers. I doubt GP or Garrett will be there. That would be ideal, or Devontae Smith. That would be really ideal at the end of the 3rd round. But we will see. What's the QB situation? Okay, we're not going to go QB. Josh Allen's off the board already. I feel like Lamar's rushing upside is limited at this point, and I really do like some of the quarterbacks we can get in the later round with their current ADP, like Dak. Brock Purdy's a really good fantasy quarterback. Caleb Williams obviously would be a steal. Yeah, I think we're going to chill on QB this year. There's some guys in the later rounds that I think we can snag up for sure. Unless you're going to go early and get a guy like Lamar or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes that late is just crazy to me as well. I'd take him all day. So I doubt this is how the ADPs are currently going to line up here. Let me sort it by ADP. Like, okay, I doubt this is how. This makes more sense than the ESPN rankings because the ESPN rankings are dog shit. I doubt this is going to stand where Mahomes is the 12th quarterback off the board. I just doubt that. So for now, we're going to wait until Mahomes and snag him up for sure. But in the meantime, let's take a look here. It's looking like Garrett might be there. And that would be nasty. There goes GP. Makes sense. A.J. Brown still on the board this late would be insane value for somebody. There he goes. I hope Garrett's there. I think Garrett Wilson with Geno Smith, that's the best quarterback he's ever had in his career. He's had top 15 wide receiver finishes with Chris Streveler, Tim Boyle throwing him the football. Obviously, I'm a Jets fan, and I love getting my guy. So if Garrett's there, I'm going to take him all day. If Garrett Wilson is not there, Devontae Smith is next up on that board. And then even Kyron Williams. I mean, Kyron Williams, since joining the NFL, since getting drafted to the Rams, is top 10 in scrimmage yards. There is going to be a little bit of Blake Corum fetish this season because he is going to continue to creep up on those Kyron Williams touches, but he is a good pass catcher out of the backfield, and he's really good in the red zone. So there goes Smitty. Garrett Wilson, the good thing about being a Jets fan and wanting Garrett Wilson is that people don't want Jets players on the Jets offense, so they're not going to take him. But true ball knowers understand that the Jets offense is probably going to be pretty good this year. I'm not even kidding. Their offensive line is so much better than it's been in years past. Joe Tippmann is a plus offensive guard. Josh Myers is a league average center, and then they're two young tackles. As long as Olu Fashanu continues to develop, Armand Membu continues to develop. If he goes Garrett Wilson here, I'm gonna be so pissed because I don't even know who else I want. Oh, well, don't go. It can't be Garrett. I could just take Lamar off the rip here. Let's look at the RB situation. We could just triple down on RBs. I might. Hopefully this guy doesn't go Garrett. That would suck. That would really suck. I don't mind Zay Flowers here either, or Mecca. Okay, he didn't go Garrett. He went Devontae Adams. That's fair, though. That's fair. Give me Garrett, and then I think we could just go RB here. Like, I love Bucky Irving a whole lot. No Rashad White in the mix anymore. Cam Scadaboo was nasty for the Giants last year. I think their offense is going to be pretty good. We could go Scadaboo. He's really good catching passes as well. Jadarian Price in Seattle. Here's the thing about Price. People think Sharp's just not going to be in the picture. I understand he's coming off the ACL injury, but I'm going to go with Bucky Irving, who was my guy. His rookie year, he led the NFL in missed tackle rate. And now we have a really, really good RB trio. And that means you don't have to worry about going RB for the next few rounds, and you can just fill out your roster. And I feel like there's way more depth at other positions. I'm always good at sniping a tight end, so that's just me. You got to know your strengths. You got to be perceptive of what you're good at. I'll always snipe a good tight end unless I take one early, which is a strategy I'm not opposed to at all. If the opportunity presents itself, I didn't even look at the tight ends on that. Low-key, I did not even look at them. I know George Kittle's ADP is really, really low, so I'll probably snag him up in the later rounds. Although that's not going to stay. He's not going to be drafted behind Harold Fannin, Sam Laporte. Like, that's just not going to happen. When he was on the field last year, George Kittle was genuinely elite. Let's see. Let's look at his game log. Yeah, look, when he was on the field, 14, 6, 23, 24, 13, 10, 22, 24. Like, that's just nasty. And he got injured in this game as well, because I remember I was in the semifinals and he needed to carry me. He was going off, and then he got injured. And on the last drive, they just started feeding the backup tight end in the can't speak. I don't have my water with me either, but they just started feeding the backup tight end. Is it Tonjes? I think it's Jake Tonjes. So, George Kittle at that ADP is the best value on the board. Same thing with Tucker Kraft. Like, I love Tucker Kraft. He was the guy I was so bullish on last year. If you guys remember, I was just glazing. Take Tucker Kraft. Take Tucker Kraft. He had the most yards after contact per reception in the NFL last year amongst the tight end position. And look at the game log, man. I mean, 24, 10, 12, 16, 33. Really good floor, really high upside. Impossible to bring down, and then he pops his ACL, and it just doesn't look good. And hopefully he didn't rely on his agility after the catch. He would just run through your fucking face. And he's a good blocker, so he's going to be on the field for all three downs. So the tight end position is fine. Isaiah Likely in New York, really good weapon, really high ceiling. We've seen the flashes. It's just he was never the tight end one. He's going to be on the field as the tight end one. He could line up as like a slot receiver as well because of his athleticism, his speed, his size, and he could be a matchup nightmare against safeties and linebackers in this. I don't even know who's the OC, and I don't even know the offensive coordinator. I forget who they signed at the OC. Either way, I like Isaiah Likely a whole lot in the later rounds as well. And then again, like, the rookie tight ends have burst onto the scene over the last few years. I mean, every year there's been one rookie tight end. The year before, it was Sam Laporta, then it was Brock Bowers. Last year was Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren were both really efficient. Like, the years of tight ends taking some time to develop, like George Kittle broke out in year 2. Like it just tight ends are having more success early than ever. So taking a flyer on a guy like Kenyon Sadiq is not crazy if you use some pattern recognition here. But I think I'm going to wait on tight end. Let's see where the QB position is at. I mean, JD5 is staring me right in the freaking gullet here, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Burrow's staring me right in the face here. I might go QB here. I like just having a quarterback I can rely on. I really do. But Mahomes, though. Look at Mahomes' game log last year. Like, this dude finished QB 11. He didn't even play all the games. Like, he was absolutely on a tear. 26, 22, 26, 31, 26, 22. Like, and this was not with any high rushing upside either. Like, this was all just passing the ball through the air. And I think the Chiefs' offense is going to be better, man. I think it's going to be better. Their offensive line is going to be healthy. Year 2, Josh Simmons. And waiting on Mahomes or Caleb makes so much more sense. And Caleb was a top 5. Why are these guys down here? But then you're like, Joe Burrow, I think, could win MVP this year. I think this is going to be the best defense the Bengals have ever had. I think this is going to be. No, that's not true. Since they made their run in the Super Bowl, this defense should be way better. They signed Brian Cook in the back end. They get Dexter Lawrence. I think they drafted Cassius Howell, the defensive end from Texas A&M as well. So, and they bring in Boye Mafe from. Oh, there goes JD5. They bring in Boye Mafe from Seattle as well, who had a really good pass rush run rate. So I think the Bengals offense is going to be really, really good. If you're looking at me right now, like, why is this guy not talking about Drake May? Drake May will never be on my fantasy team in a million years. Joe Burrow. Okay, Joe Burrow, because Burrow just he's a 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns. Like that's what he does. And look at the game log, man. 23, 19, 28, 20. That's nasty. Other than that ball. Let's see though. Let's see what the wide I do need a wide receiver too. Let's see what the wide receiver two position is looking like. Oh, give me Jordan Tyson all day, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Tyson all day. Is Carnell Tate still on the board? No, he's not. Jordan Tyson's a guy I'm gonna be leaving a boatload of drafts with, guys. So get used to seeing that. I think I can wait and get a Parker Washington or a Makai Lemon. Let's see what the RB situation looks like. Ooh, the RBs are brutal right now. What tight ends are available? Fannin. All right, we're just gonna go Joe Burrow for sure. And I'm loving this squad. I'm loving this squad. Burrow, Achane, James Cook, Garrett Wilson, George Tyson. And the reason I didn't go with another receiver here is because I think there's guys like Alec Pierce, Parker Washington that I'm high on, and I can wait another round to get them. And even if they're gone, I'll still take a Makai Lemon. I think Wan'Dale Robinson in PPR formats is going to be a dog. I mean, he's a really, really good separator underneath, and he was expanding his route tree, getting deep down the field last year for New York. He was a 1,000-yard guy, and it's good to have a safety blanket. A guy like Michael Wilson is a guy I'd be really bullish on. Look at Michael Wilson, how he ended the year last year. He was a top 10 receiver in this span, just an absolute monster with the ball in the air with his 6'4" frame. He is a dog, and I think the Cardinals' offense could be actually decent this year. Like their weapons are nasty. Trey McBride, Jeremiah Love. They signed Tyler Algier, who I think is one of the most underrated backs in the league in terms of change of pace, coming in bruisey. He ran for 1,000 yards as a rookie. You have Marvin Harrison Jr., if he can continue to ascend, I think their offensive line is a little bit better than a lot of people think. Their defense is just shambolic. So I think the Cardinals' offense is going to be a really, really good offense to have fantasy-wise. But you have a McBride, a Jeremiah Love, a Michael Wilson, a Marvin Harrison Jr., and Parker Washington. The way he ended the year last year was elite. He was the best receiver on that team. This doesn't even include the playoff game against Buffalo. He had a really good game. But look, 18, 26 against Denver. And what makes Parker Washington so nasty is he's hard to tackle in open space, really shifty receiver, and he's underrated at the catch point for a guy at his size. So I really like Parker Washington over Brian Thomas Jr. I really like Alec Pierce. I think he has the ceiling of a top 10 receiver. He's 6'3", ran in the 4.3s, really good at the catch point, underrated route runner as well. I think with a full route tree and not just limited to a deep threat role, I think he can be a really high ceiling guy that you're going to get in the 6th or 7th round. So I'm comfortable passing and taking a quarterback there because I'm going to get one of these guys. Even Makai Lemon as the wide receiver two in Philly. I like that a lot. I'm staying away from Travis Hunter, which could come back to bite me in the ass. But I think he's going to play more DB. I think they said he's going to play more DB. So I don't like that unless you're in a league where they're going to track his like tackle stats and his interception stats. And in that case, you can throw in a wide receiver that's going to be a limited role at the position. And when he's on the field, he's going to be on the field. They're going to draw plays for him to get the ball in his hands and get the ball going his way so he can make plays at the catch point with his elite ball skills. But then if you're also in a league that's going to count his tackles, then maybe it's worth taking him here because it's just if he gets 5 tackles a game, that's an extra 5 points on top of like what 50 receiving yards. That's a 10-point performance in non-PPR formats. You'll take that all day. Plus, if he has a breakout game, that's a good floor if you're counting his tackles, right? Then we got Ricky Pearsall as a guy that started out the season really, really strong before his injury last year. KC Concepcion was one of my favorite rookie wide receivers. He got robbed of a Bolitnikov because Marcel Reed airmailed him on a bunch of those. Like, go watch KC Concepcion's tape if you have the time. He was getting open. And then Marcel Reed would just underthrow, overthrow, and he cooked, man. There's one rep that I just can't get out of my head where he routed Mansour Delane out of his shoes in Death Valley on a Saturday night. Routed him out of his shoes. Then Mansour Delane comes back to try and make the tackle, and Casey Concepcion jukes him out of his shoes again. He's my favorite player on the Browns offense this fantasy season. That includes Quinshawn, 3.5 yards per carry, Judkins. Okay. So I went quarterback because I love the receivers that are still on the board here. Let's see what QBs. And look, okay. So that next tier of quarterbacks is gone now. I think I started a run, and that's where you want to be. You want to start runs. You don't want to be at the end of runs. I went Burrow, and now Hurts is off the board. Drake May's off the board. Who else? Jackson Dart's off the board. Like, that's good. That's good. That we got the top half of the run. I guess somebody went Jaden before I went Burrow. That's fine. But either way. Still though, I would have went receiver there. I think, and like one of the receivers I would have went there would have been an Alec Pierce, would have been a Parker Washington, would have been a Makai Lemon, and all the quarterbacks would be gone. And then I'm picking from that next tier, which is Caleb and Patty Mahomes. I would be okay with Caleb and Patty, but I'd rather have Joe Burrow than those guys, and I'm still gonna get one of these receivers. So it's kind of just about playing the board. Like I like. And who am I listen. All right, you guys are gonna be like, who the hell is this guy telling me how to draft my fantasy team? I make the playoffs in almost every single fucking league. Okay, I can't put together a good championship run, and I don't know what it is, but I think the sign of a good fantasy player is do you consistently make the playoffs? And I am a consistently in the playoffs. In the playoffs, it's a crapshoot. I was in 5 leagues last year. I made the semifinals in 3 of them. I made the playoffs in all 5, and I lost in the semifinals in all 3. It's not ideal. I made some bad starts though. I think I started Jalen Hurts in week 15. He sucked, and then Joe Burrow in week 16. He was garbage as well. Oh, we're back on the clock. I'm not ready. Okay, this is perfect. 2 of my guys right here. Alec Alec Pierce. Now it's Parker Washington and Mekhi Lemon. I'm so bullish on Parker Washington. I need to go Parker, but passing on Mekhi Lemon could be a little bit troublesome there. I do like him as a wide receiver too. He's going to play in the slot a lot. Mekhi struggled against Leonard Moore of Notre Dame, who's an outside corner, probably going to be a top ten draft pick in 2027. He came on the inside to shadow Mekhi Lemon. Mekhi Lemon couldn't break the press of Leonard Moore. And Leonard Moore is going to be a really good NFL player. And that tape just sticks in my head. Michael Wilson here also could have been nasty. Hopefully I doubt he's still around. And now we're looking at tight ends. See, George Kittle's still on the board there. Low key should have went Kittle instead of double dipping at receiver, but I don't care. I love, dude. I love my team. I like drafting from 12 better than drafting from 1. I can say that comfortably now. Joe Burrow, Devon Achane, James Cook, Garrett Wilson, Jordan Tyson, Alec Pierce, Park Washington. And if you go RBs early like this, then you have to just attack the receiver position by quantity, right? It's a quantitative thing, not a qualitative thing, although you do want to get some quality guys that you believe in, but you need to just go quantitative. This next time around, I'll probably take a few more receivers, just hoping that I get a guy that will break out because I don't have an elite receiver. Besides Garrett, I really do love Jordan Tyson. He was my wide receiver 1 in this draft class. You're currently getting him like half a round later than Carnell Tate. I like that value all day, although I do like Carnell Tate a whole lot just because top 10 receiver, top 5 draft pick from Ohio State. Like usually that guy fans out, but I think Jordan Tyson was better than Carnell Tate. I think he's the best route runner, best separator. A little bit of injury concern. He's also not the wide receiver 1, so Chris Olave is on the other side. That's going to open things up, and I just like the Saints offense a whole lot this year. Like Travis Etienne, we were in a position to take him in this draft, unless we were and I missed him. And no, if we were in a position to take him, I liked Etienne and Cook better. Etienne in this offense could be really, really special. I think they're going to score a lot of touchdowns in New Orleans this year. I like Tyler Shuck a whole lot. I've been a Tyler Shuck guy since last year. He's honestly a late round QB you could take a flyer on. Like, where is he? All the way down here. Wouldn't hate that at all. Jared Goff also is a late round quarterback. Like, there's a bunch of good QBs. So honestly, securing an elite one, I like that a lot. And I think Joe Burrow will be in MVP conversations this year. He could throw for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Bengals are going to be really, really good. But tight end now, Kittle's still on the board. If Kittle falls back to me, that's a layup. I'll take Tucker Kraft. Jake Ferguson, I'm pretty sure his production like fell off a cliff halfway through the year last year. Like he started on a tear 16, 21, 17, 23, 21. Would have been such a good sell high. Tucker Kraft, same way. After that 33 burger, I was still trying to sell high on Tucker Kraft. And I took Brock Bowers in a league. I took Brock Bowers, and in the 10th round, I took Tucker Kraft again because I was just so confident he was going to be a straight up baller. But there's some really good tight end value. And again, if Tucker Kraft's on the board, I'm taking him all day. If George Kittle's on the board, I'm taking him all day. I don't like Dallas Goedert because I love Eli Stowers, the rookie tight end out of Vanderbilt. I had him ranked above Kenyon Sadiq, who I definitely would take a flyer on in the later rounds here as well. But again, because we went RB heavy so early, and our RBs are really good. Achane, Cook, and Bucky Irving is nasty. You want to go receiver by quantity. It's a quantitative receiver position here. So like a Jordan Addison is a guy I love. I'll take Jordan Addison all day. Look at the games where it wasn't JJ McDog shit. Like when he had the Carson, like it was Carson Wentz, and I forget the other quarterback, but 15, 15, 21, 11. Like he is a good player. Look at his game log last year as well. When he has good quarterback play, I like Jordan Addison a whole lot. He can be a really good flex option, and I don't need him to start week in, week out for me because I do believe in Parker Washington. I do believe in Alec Pierce. I think one of these guys is going to be a good wide receiver too, and an Achane, Cook, and Bucky Irving, I think that's locked in as my RB1, RB2 flex, and they don't have the same bye week as well. So barring some type of injury, I think we'll be okay here. Oh, let's see. All right, dude, Worthy and Addison again. Like that is something I like a whole lot here, man. Let's see what these running backs tomorrow this late. I don't know, but because they do have ETN, Braylon Allen, James Conner. I kind of want we're some handcuffs. I don't even know who the Bills' handcuffs are. But either way, we're just gonna double dip receiver. Oh, yeah, we're gonna double dip receiver again. Jordan Addison. I could just go. Oh, we gotta go tight end. Tucker Kraft's here. We're not gonna mess around. We're gonna take Tucker Kraft. Low key Worthy over Addison could be a good shout here. I want to look at Xavier Worthy's. Yo, shout out the guys in this draft, by the way. This has been like an actually like good mock draft because they're hanging around. That's what we like to see. Fucking 11:20 a.m. on a Friday, and we're in mock drafts. That's what I like to see. Let's look at Xavier Worthy when he was on the field. I feel like it was very, very underwhelming from him. 17, 11, 10, 10. Yeah, not ideal. It seemed like Tyquan Thornton was the main deep threat, not Xavier Worthy. So we'll see with him going into the season. Rashid Shaheed could be some really, really good value, wide receiver 2 all the way down here. but he was like a really boomer bust guy. Like he didn't have a lot of targets, but when he did have targets, they were really, really deep down the field. Actually, that's not even true. Look at these yard numbers. Oh, that's brutal. I'm not a Shaheed guy. I think that was an overpay on Seattle's end. They paid him $20 million a year or $15 million a year, whatever it was, for a wide receiver, for a punt returner and a wide and a deep threat. It's just a bad contract. Unless they have bigger plans for him, which could be the case because they did give him such a big contract. Let's see, what else do we like here? Brian Robinson Jr. This is all we're in handcuff territory here. I do like Braylon Allen a whole lot. I think that, again, the Jets offense could be better. It could be a David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs situation, which I said last year, but I mean this in like he could get a lot of touchdowns because he's such a bowling ball. Emmett Johnson is a guy that I like a lot, but again, with Kenneth Walker in that back, but I just don't think the touches are going to be there. Ray Davis could be the shout here just to get James Cook's handicap. We'll queue him up just so we take him at the end of the first round. Who is Achan's handicap? Is it the rookie? Or it was oh my gosh, what's his name? I don't remember his name. The Devon Achan, oh my, Malik Washington? Is that his name? Malik Washington? No, he's a wide receiver. Damn it. Who's the Oh my gosh, I think he was at USC when they drafted him. Really fast, obviously, because everybody on Miami was fast. I'm forgetting. Damn, I'm forgetting. That's probably bad podcasting. I hope these episodes are okay. If you aren't watching it, it's probably not the same as you are listening to it. If you're just listening on Spotify, because you can't see the board in front of me. But here's what I'll tell you right now: we're in the round 11. Wow, Mahomes is still on the board in round 11. I might just have to take it. This is just a little bit of trade value. Bo Nix is on the board in round 11. Like, these are some really good quarterbacks. Like, Bo Nix has been a top 10 fantasy quarterback back-to-back seasons. Like, why does he not get the respect he deserves? Either way, Isaiah Likely's still on the board. He's a good tight end flyer this late in the draft. I should probably get a running back. I don't know who to go with, though. Actually, I do know who to go with. And Jordan Mason sparked the idea. The rookie running back out of Wake Forest, Minnesota. I'm forgetting his name right now. What receivers are on the board here, though? Quentin Johnston, Jalen Coker, Denzel Boston, Rashid Shaheed. I don't like any of these, bro. I don't like any of these. Tank Dell. When is Tank Dell coming back? I don't like any of these. We will go Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill signed somewhere, I'm sure. And what other dude? What's the running? You want to go with that? Some handcuffs here. Oh, I don't know, bro. This is tough. I haven't done my research. I don't have any deep sleepers yet for you guys, unfortunately. We're in round 11. We're just gonna go with fuck. I don't know. What QB? We'll just go Mahomes, bro. Get some trade value. He's the best player on the board, bro. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow on my that's just disgusting, bro. I don't care. I don't care double dipping at QB there. I do not care. Mahomes Tyreek Hill stack is gonna hit once Tyreek Hill signs back with the Chiefs, and we just got it in the 11th and 12th round. So that's where we're at. I really liking the squad right now, man. We got 2 more bench spots and then defense and kicker. I always take my kicker before my defense just because it's really good to have an elite kicker like a Chris Boswell. But he's off the board already. Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, like a Chris Boswell. Yeah, he doesn't miss. You want kickers that don't miss. Cam Little can hit 60-yarders, so he's a guy you want on your team as well. I always go kicker even before like Ray Davis is still going to be on the board, and I'm going to take him just so I have one handcuff. I got to find this other Miami Dolphin running back. How do I not know? Let's just Google it. Miami Dolphins depth chart. What the hell is their other running back's name, man? Ollie Gordon. That's not the guy I'm thinking of, but I know Jalen Wright. That's who we're thinking of. Thank goodness. Jalen. There we go. Just to get a couple of handcuffs and my last 2 picks, and then I have depth because unless Bucky Irving gets hurt, then I'm really screwed. But I'll have my Jalen Wright. I'll have my Ray Davis. I like my wide receiver depth with Pierce, Washington, Addison, Tyreek, Jordan Tyson, Garrett Wilson. I really like this squad a whole lot, bro. Burrow, Achan, James Cook, Garrett Wilson, Jordan Tyson, Tucker Kraft, Bucky Irving. And then once Mahomes has a few good games or Burrow has a few good games, I can trade one of them, bro. I got 2 top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL on my team. So because I'm going to go with 2 handcuffs here, let's try and sneak some value at the kicker position if there's one still on the board that I like a lot. And I always go, Bucker's always a good bet, but I'm going to go with Chris Boswell just because he doesn't miss. He does not miss. But Cam Little also hit 60-yarders. And I think the Jags offense is going to be really good. We're going to go Cam Little if he's on the board here. I won't bore you guys with kicker and defense, so we will just wrap it up here. and I'll cut it to when it's my final roster. Is the squad: Devon Achane, James Cook, Joe Burrow, Jordan Tyson, Garrett Wilson, Bucky Irvin. That's the starting core of this roster. That is this, and Tucker Kraft. That is nasty. And because we went RB heavy early, 3 of our first 4 picks were RBs. We went wide receiver from a quantitative standpoint here, and we're just going to spam the receiver button. Alec Pierce, Parker Washington, Jordan Addison, and we took the Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes stack in the 11th and 12th round. And you might wonder, why would you go Mahomes? You already have Burrow. Patrick Mahomes in the 12th round. Come on, bro. I'm taking that all day. Why is he that low? Why is he that low? And then Harrison Butker, and then we just took a couple of handcuffs. Ray Davis is James Cook's handcuff. Jalen Wright, Devon Achane's handcuffs. So if one of them goes down, we have the replacement. And this is a team I am very, very happy with. So far, we're ranking the positions we're drafting from. I'm taking the 12th spot over the 1 spot all day. Doubling up on Achane and James Cook is nasty. The NFL leader in rusher, top 5 scrimmage yard guy, top 4 receiving yard guy from running back position. And Garrett Wilson's going to have 1,500 yards with Geno Smith as his quarterback. Jordan Tyson, I'm going to be taking him in so many drafts, so get used to seeing that. Joe Burrow, MVP type stuff. He could be QB1 by the end of the year. I understand there's no rushing upside. I don't care. He could throw for 4,800 yards, 45 touchdowns, be the MVP of the league. And I think this is one of the better offensive lines Burrow's played behind as well. So I like that a whole lot. And then if Burrow doesn't play good, who gives a fuck? I got Patrick Mahomes in the 10th round. No tight end depth is probably the biggest weakness. Like, if Tucker Kraft coming off his ACL injury isn't the player he was last year, I could be screwed, but I trust myself to find streamer tight ends. That's the only problem I have, is I didn't really adjust the tight end position that great until the later round. But again, I'm really bullish on Tucker Kraft. So that'll do it. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button for every Fantasy Friday. I will do more than mock drafts coming up. Like, I will do, and let's see what is some stuff I have written down here. I'm gonna do top 10 fantasy players at every position, or I'm just gonna do fantasy tight end deep dive, fantasy wide receiver deep dive, all that good stuff. And then we're gonna have tight ends, running backs, receivers, quarterbacks, a whole lot of fantasy stuff. So make sure you guys are subscribed for Fantasy Friday. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode of the Fire Sports Takes podcast.